First alert forecast.
It was an above normal day. Temperatures in the mid 80s, low temperatures in the upper 60s. So warm days, warm nights. You see, this is kind of what we would expect for August, to have maybe temperatures a few degrees above normal. Still 10 degrees shy of the record high of 95 set back in 1908, long-standing record. Record low 46 set back in 2004, of course, well above that number. But over the next several days, actually the next week, perhaps even more, we're going to have a string of below normal days. That's kind of how we spent most of July. And even this month so far, we've had just a handful of above average temperatures, but for the most part, it's actually been on the cooler side of things. But here's what makes it not feel so cool. 70. That's the dew point in Fort Wayne, Defiance, Auburn, Angola, all right around that number too. Grant County, Marion, 72. As you probably know by this point, that's considered sweltering. It's not the most comfortable range to be in. You want to see dew points maybe more like in the low to mid 50s if you're really looking for ideally comfortable conditions. 60s are probably more typical for mid to late August, and then the humid and sweltering conditions, those tend to be at least a handful of those days this time of year, and even into early September. Satellite and radar showing a few cumulus clouds with some scattered showers, a few isolated thunderstorms too in and around Lima. That didn't produce anything other than a few downpours. Most of the activities near an area of low pressure. You can see that spin. It's a very big storm system, not producing a lot of active weather necessarily. It is pretty breezy, and yeah, there are some downpours and scattered showers, but we're not looking at a severe weather situation to the north. It's just very blustery, a little bit on the cooler side. Look at Minneapolis, 77 degrees, kind of carving out a much cooler pocket of air in the upper Midwest. Meanwhile, look at Dallas, 101, 99, San Antonio, 109 in Phoenix. That heat continues to stay where it's pretty much stayed most of the summer. Due south, and even portions of the southwest as well. Monsoon season's kind of brought a little bit of relief to portions of the desert southwest, but in our corner of the U.S., not really too bad this summer outside of that stretch in late June. 69, partly cloudy, southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Future track showing that we will see a few showers potentially overnight tonight, likely after midnight, not amounting to much, maybe an additional tenth to a quarter of an inch. And then heading into tomorrow morning, partly to mostly sunny with some scattered afternoon showers likely between about, I'd say, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. each day is the best opportunity to see some of these scattered showers. After 4 or 5 p.m., those showers are done. Here we are by Sunday morning, back to the scattered showers and sun breaks through the afternoon. They'll be very hit or miss. But again, plenty of dry time, plenty of sunshine too. Just don't be surprised to have it briefly interrupted, 10 to 15 minutes at a time with a few scattered showers. The last of that between about 7 and 9 p.m. And then we're looking at dry conditions not just Monday, but pretty much the entirety of next week. I don't see any storm systems, disturbances that would bring any rain. And some days we'd be lucky to see a few clouds. Rainfall forecast shows maybe a quarter of an inch at best between now and the end of the weekend. And then, as I mentioned, after that, we're just looking at generally dry and pretty pleasant, cool conditions as well. Wind gusts out of the west between 20 and 25 miles per hour. Those are wind gusts out of the northwest between 25, maybe up to 30 miles per hour, especially west of Fort Wayne by Sunday evening. This wind direction is important. What that's telling us is a couple things. We have another cold front passing through, always comes out of the west-northwest, but also it's tapping into some cooler air to the north and west and drier air. That is going to make for a very comfortable week ahead. Some of you like the heat and humidity, I understand, but I don't know. This is kind of maybe a preview of what's to come as we head toward the last couple weeks of meteorological summer here. Monday, mostly sunny, breezy, 77, so a nice, comfortable, dry 77. 76, sunny skies Tuesday, 75 on Wednesday, and then upper 70s to low 80s toward the end of next week. Look at those overnight lows, too. We might see our first lows in the 40s of the season by early to midweek next week. It's just going to be a very dry pattern, and as a result, that helps temperatures drop. Now, of course, we do